Welcome to Megazord Radio, the show where we recap and rank episodes of the Power Rangers television franchise. I'm your host, Nightster, and with me is my co-host, Riely.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Happy to be here. How you doing, Nightster?
Been pretty good. Those were some interesting episodes that we have to talk about today.
Man, I love this show.
I, I was very happy to see the Mighty Morphin team again.
Yeah, 2 weeks apart, we missed our boys.
And
But
girls. Our boys and girls, because there's Trini and Kim.
I'm the gender neutral version of
Uh,
boys. We
missed our team.
missed our team. I'm definitely not stalling while I pull up the Birds of a Feather wiki article so I can tell you who directed and wrote it.
Definitely not. Who would ever think that?
Maybe even the air date. How silly would that be?
That would be absolutely ridiculous.
This episode, plot twist, I'm going to do it actually. This episode aired November 22nd, 1993, written by Julianne Clem, directed by Robert Hughes. It's always interesting to hear the names that don't recur, because I've been watching newer seasons lately, and a lot of like the Power Rangers directors and writers are like ride or die for Power Rangers. They're just like they've been working on Power Rangers on and off for 30 years. So it's always interesting to be like, oh, I don't know these guys. Maybe they moved on to actually something real.
Maybe. I guess we'll never know unless we decide, hey, let's actually Google this.
You know, I'm not curious enough about Julianne Clem and Robert Hughes to go down a Google rabbit hole.
Yeah, we've got
Folks,
some episodes to discuss.
we sure do. So we have this episode, and here's the plot: Zord fights. That's it.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character?
My favorite character was the T-Rex.
God damn it. Okay. Yeah, this one is a lot of Zord fights, but I didn't actually hate it, which is weird. That's the weird thing about this episode, is that despite that it's probably more than half Zord fights, they were kind of some pretty sick Zord fights. Like, I couldn't name you like a specific move anybody did or anything, but I was like enthralled throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
It became WWE for a minute. It became the fucking Zord Wrestling Federation. The ZWF.
I thought I was the only one seeing that.
But regardless, we start off in the youth center. Zach's teaching martial arts to a class. There's a student named Cameron. Cameron does not have confidence in himself, and Zach's gonna try to fix that. That's his little pet project for the episode when he's not driving his Mastodon for 15 out of the 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So they do a kata together, Cameron and Zach, and Cameron falls down. And Zach like, it's okay, you just gotta work on your concentration and we'll be ready for the competition. And then Bulk and Skull show up, and they've found a child. His name is Biff.
Child.
They found a child, and they're teaching him to be a martial arts so that he can win the competition. And he intimidates Cameron. And we go. Oh, go ahead.
And being fair to Biff, he's actually a pretty good fighter because he demonstrates a lot of decent moves.
Yeah, Biff actually does pretty good. I also like his name.
Yeah, Biff.
Biff.
That was it.
Let's just hope Zach doesn't bang his own mom at any point. That's a Back to the Future reference, folks.
I was gonna say, what the hell?
The bully in Back to the Future's name is Biff. And in Back to the Future, his mom like comes on to him, and she doesn't know that it's her son for the future, and he's like, stop.
Yeah, I haven't seen that film, so I had no idea what you were referencing. I
But
know.
regardless, don't forget the show is Power Rangers, so we're on the moon, and Rita Repulsa's like, Hatchosaurus, I'm sending him. He'll get the Dragon Zord. Specifically the Dragon Zord, I guess.
Yes, the Dragon Zord will be weakened.
Yes.
Insert Rita laugh here.
So that's the plan.
Yep.
We go back to the youth center. Zach is assuring Cameron that he's going to be fine. It's competition time. They're about to watch the competition. It took like 5 minutes, by the way, for any Power Ranger but Zach to show up in this episode. And it was kind of like, it was just long enough that I started to think, like, where is everybody?
Yeah, I was wondering where they were, but like I was just so focused on the Zach and Cameron plotline that I just didn't think too much of it.
Yeah, that's fair. So the rest of the Power Rangers, Sans, Jason, are in the audience, and they join, and Zach joins them. And then Jason comes in, running fashionably late, I suppose. And while he's in the hallway, bip, 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 gets a call from good old Zordon. And there's a monster. So Jason has to go to his friends and be like, hey, gotta, taps his watch, like, we gotta go.
Yep.
And Zach's like, oh shit, I can't leave Cameron, but he has to.
I promised him.
But he has to, because he's a Power Ranger. Because never will they ever consider attempting to face a monster with an incomplete cast, unless Tommy is one of that cast. Then they'll do it all the time. But
Because say it with me, folks. Footage.
So Zach has to go. He tells Cameron. He apologizes. Cameron's upset, but ultimately they leave because they're the Power Rangers and they've got a job to do.
Yeah.
So they get to the command center, and Zordon's like, Hatchosaurus, he's bad. He's got a Cardiatron in him. You have to disconnect Cardiatron to defeat Hatchosaurus. Piece of advice they will forget immediately.
Yep. Because it's all going to be Megazord fight from here on out.
Yep. So Power Rangers call their Zords. I feel like I missed the transition. Like I blinked and I was like, oh god, it's Zords time.
Yeah, that scene was like, oh, okay, we're doing this already. Okay, fine.
You don't think that they didn't summon the Zords really, right? They just morph that they're in the Zords.
Was that the case? I'm actually going to fact check. I'm going to mute
If they did do a Zord summon, it was fucking quick.
Birds of a Feather. Alright, so the Morphin. And yeah, Jason just says, we need Dinosaur power. And then the Zords come.
Okay.
And they hop in.
So they fight Hatchosaurus. He's powerful. So they call the Dragon Zord. Jason puts on his shield and plays the dagger. And here comes Dragon Zord. And with the Dragon Zord, they beat the shit out of Hatchosaurus and they kill him. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. Who's your favorite character, Nightster?
The Dragon Zord.
But alright, regardless. So they kill Hatchosaurus. They're like, great work, everybody. And they leave to go live their lives. I think they change? I think they're wearing different clothes than earlier?
Let's see.
Like, we did it, guys! We beat Hatchosaurus!
They are, yeah.
I got something on my shirt!
That
We
they've
better
all
change.
done a costume change.
So they killed Hatchosaurus, and then they changed their clothes. And then Zordon called them back. And he's like, Hatchosaurus is not dead. You gotta kill the Cardiotron. Remember how I said that before? And they're like, oh yeah, oops.
We forgot about that vital piece of information. That was the only important thing to
Yeah, we
retain.
forgot about the thing you told us that's how we beat the monster. So in Rita's palace, she's gonna send Hatchosaurus again. And she's like, but before I do though, I'm gonna cast a little spell on the Dragon Zord, make it weak, which could she do this the whole time?
I'm not sure, but I think you
Why didn't
actually
she?
wait. When does that happen? Because I'm not seeing it in the episode. Oh, it
It's
was
pretty brief, yeah.
yeah. That's why I didn't see it. Okay, I was gonna say like, the Rangers just morphed right after this again.
So yeah, she ties the Dragon Zord up. Essentially, is what happens. It's like an invisible energy ring. And then for the rest of the episode, Dragon Zord just kind of walks around. He's like, "Hey guys,
Hey, you guys.
hey you guys." So the Power Rangers morph. They this time they know they gotta kill Cardiotron. And they form the Megazord. They fight Hatchosaurus. Hatchosaurus is beating the shit out of them. Jason tries to summon the Dragon Zord, but it's not working. It's not happening because Dragon Zord's like, oh, I hear them calling, but he can't walk all the way. His like knees buckle every time he takes a step, so he's just like, oh, 1 foot right after the other.
He had one too many drinks.
Yeah. Dragon Zord's a little tipsy right now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work, so they call the Power Sword, and they slash at Hatchosaurus. Uh, Hatchosaurus transforms at some point. I don't remember if it's now or after Jason is fighting Cardiotron. But Hatchosaurus does have a second form. He has an upgrade. Hatchosaurus turns Super Saiyan. But they destroy Hatchosaurus again, but not Cardiotron. So Hatchosaurus immediately reforms. So and that's when the Dragon Zord walks in and it's just like, hey. And he
Yeah,
doesn't do anything.
he just watches on the sidelines.
Yeah. So they keep fighting. Cardiotron's just getting stronger and stronger, and the Megazord is not being able to handle it. So Jason's like, I gotta destroy Cardiotron. So he jumps in Hatchosaurus's mouth. And
Yeah,
now he's
you
in
know,
Hatchosaurus's stomach.
we got Power Rangers of War up in here.
Yeah, but it's not the first Power Rangers board. It's far from the last Power Rangers board.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
So he's fighting Cardiotron. That's just a heart, like a creepy heart with tentacles, and it speaks like a evil scientist.
Yeah, and he's tying up Jason in his tentacles.
Yep, tying up Jason in the tentacles, beating the shit out of him. Megazord's getting beaten by the Hatchosaurus. Dragon Zord falls down.
Yeah, then the Megazord and Haxosaurus have a little wrestling fight.
Yeah, the Hatchosaurus throws the Megazord at some point. Um, and then Jason, who is bound by the tentacles, he calls the Dragon Shield. He re-energizes the Dragon Zord so it'll break out of the spell. And then Megazord and Dragon Zord start teaming up again. Megazord grabs Hatchosaurus. Dragon Zord does its drill attack. And Jason and Cardiotron get ejected to the ground. So they're fighting. Cardiotron. It's kind of weird. Hatchosaurus can just exist without Cardiotron. Like, he can't regenerate, but he can obviously move and work and function.
Yeah, because that is literally like us being able to move, function, and live, with our heart just being outside our body.
It's very strange. But regardless, Jason calls his power sword and the dragon dagger and does a sick dual wielding glowy swords attack
Yeah.
and destroys Cardiotron. And then they call the Ultra Zord and destroy Hatchosaurus. And that's it. They're dead. Not they. The Hatchosaurus is dead. I
I
assume
just saw it
Hatchosaurus.
just yeah,
I guess we
I
don't
know
know Hatchosaurus' gender. Maybe they're non-binary.
maybe.
But
He's here,
they
whether she's
they win.
dead. Yeah, Rangers win the day. Again.
Who would have guessed? So they go back to the youth center. It's the competition's second day. Cameron did real good. Zach is very proud, but he's scared that Cameron's going to be mad at him. Rightfully so, because Cameron shows up and he is mad at him. But they talk. Cameron forgives Zach. Zach's going to be here for him for this next round and for the rest of the competition. And now it's Cameron v. Biff, the match we've all been waiting for. Cameron wins.
Obviously.
Cameron wins. He did it.
It's a Power Rangers episode, of course he wins.
Yep. So Cameron wins. Everybody congratulates him. Biff is a good sport. And then he walks over to Bulk, and Bulk's like, "Why didn't you use the move I taught you?" And Biff's like, "You mean this?" And he kicks him in the fucking shin, and he's like, "I need a new coach. Get away from me. I need my parents. You guys just kind of took me."
My father will hear about this.
His father, which is Biff from Back in the Future.
Biff and Biff Jr.
Crossover. But yeah, he's pissed. He leaves. Everybody's like, haha, and that's it. So for real this time, this is the third time I'm asking the question, but it's the first time I beat it. Who's your favorite character in this episode?
It's honestly, and this might be an unexpected answer I'm considering, but there'll be an obvious reason for why I'm saying this. It's gonna be Zach this episode because he got like the most focus with Cameron.
I see.
And who was your favorite character this episode?
Hum. Wait, who did you say yours was? Yours was? My bad.
This Zach.
Okay. I know the Ranger Wiki started distracting me with fun facts about birds of a feather. Now I have to find the correct document. Hold on, folks. I was unprepared, shocking nobody. Okay. So your favorite character was Zach. So Zach did good, but it's for the human element, and the human element is not super prevalent in this episode. So this kind of feels like cheating a little bit, but he's depicted as pretty sentient, all things considering. I think I'm genuinely going to say my favorite character in this episode was Dragon Zord.
That's an interesting one.
Because when he was fighting, he was really cool. When he was just kind of walking around, it was really funny. I enjoyed Dragon Zord's presence the whole time throughout this long Zord-focused episode. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a Dragon Zord.
Very fair.
What was your favorite scene?
This one should be, like, no surprise. It's the scene where Jason has the power sword and the dragon dagger, and he's wearing the dragon shield, and he does that light blade attack to defeat
It's the
the heart.
the glowy sword finishing move, yes.
How about yours?
No, I'm saying I agree with you.
Okay.
It's in fact the glowing sword finishing move. It was fucking sick.
It was sick, yeah.
Now we have to rank it. Oh, before. But
Oh, we can rank
before,
it first.
okay.
I was gonna say, like, I've got to do a brief intermission,
Okay. I
but
got you. I got you. Okay, but first we'll rank it. Um, I liked it a lot for what it was, but it obviously kind of is not a super character episode, and that's what I prefer. So I have to find at what point on this list does the character stuff in an episode is not as good as the action stuff in this episode, and I think it's the Spitflower. I think above the Spitflower, below the Rockstar is where I'm eyeing. No. Mm. Hmm. It's okay. That should not be two 18s. That should be 18 and 19. Come on now. Um, the more I think about it, the harder it is to justify ranking this above a few more. It's definitely above the Yolks on You, I think. But I don't know if it's better than Itsy Bitsy Spider.
I don't think it is, honestly, because
Okay.
because I did quite like that episode, but it's a team thing. So if you think it's better than Itsy Bitsy, then we can discuss that. But
No, I think you're right. So coming in at number 19, Birds of a Feather.
okay, and this should give you some time to
Fix the list, yeah.
fix the list, and
Pull up the wiki article. Yes, good, good.
I'll put up the wiki so you can get the info in advance. But we'll see you guys right now, and we are back.
Holy shit. We're back.
We are indeed.
I'm ready to talk about Cleanup Club,
Yeah.
which aired
Uh,
November 23rd, 1993. Written by Mark Hoffmeyer and directed by Terrence H. Winkless. Now, the Wink I remember. But what were you going to say?
I completely forgot. Actually, it was something.
Oops. Well,
I forgot what it was.
rest in peace. The world may never know.
Rip words.
Rip. So we start off in Miss Appleby's class. The class is starting, and then Bulk and Skull come in fashionably late. And Skull is filming Bulk because they're doing video projects in class. And they're filming their video project, which is called Bulk, the World's Greatest Guy. Skull walks backwards and is filming, and he bumps into Miss Appleby. Miss Appleby's like, "Sit down, idiots." And the Power Rangers look, they're not amused, they're rolling their eyes and such. Bulk sits down, Skull starts trying to get him to shift around to fix the lighting. But he's explaining it stupidly, so Bulk is shifting all around everywhere, and then he falls, and everybody's like, ha ha ha, the fat guy fell. And
That
Skull,
guy.
Skull helps Bulk up, and he's like, I'll edit it out, don't worry. Skull is like, something in season 1 that I've noticed that does not carry over. Skull seems to like betray Bulk a lot. Because we'll see at the end that his editing is deceptive.
Yeah, I did notice that, and I was like, well, wait, why did Skull edit the video like that? That just hurts Bulk's image more than the opposite, which is what Bulk wanted. Like,
Yeah,
what?
season 1 Bulk and Skull are toxic to themselves and others, and it's not good. I need them to get better. But they're great in this episode other than that. Like, they had a lot of good bits this episode. Like, their comedy was on point.
Oh yeah, there's one scene that I really enjoyed with them.
And then it's Trini's turn to present her video project. And her video project is called Pollution Problems in Angel Grove. And it's just stock footage of animals. And Trini's saying, we should recycle so that the animals don't die. Because if the animals die, we'll die. And that's bad.
Yep. Protect animals, protect the planet.
And then Trini's like, I want to do something about this, alright? We're going to start a cleanup club. We're going to do it 1 day a week. We're going to do recycling, cleaning. We're going to count endangered species. And only the other Power Rangers care. Nobody else joins the cleanup club.
Which honestly makes me like think back. Didn't we have this plot already?
Kind
Or
a little?
something similar happened in an early episode?
There was definitely an episode about pollution is bad, okay. It was the recycling center was all like fucked up, and Kim and Trini went to fix it, and the other Power Rangers didn't, and
So this
they
time
were
it's
upset about that. So this time they're stepping up.
yeah, the guys learned their lesson.
Exactly. There you go.
Character growth.
Look at that. Subtle character growth. We go to Rita, we go to the moon, and she's like, I got Poluticord, and I'm gonna send him down! Scorpina and Goldar, you go too! I like Poluticorn. Pretty cool design.
Yeah, nice design on Pluticorn.
But we go to the youth center, they're recycling there. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I almost forgot that Scorpina was even in this episode.
She is a big non-factor.
She's barely there.
This is probably one of the first times she's kind of felt like just another general. Because usually when Scorpina's there, like, I guess she's felt like that a couple other times, but usually she's at least, like, a threat big enough that, like, she's kind of the primary focus usually when she's around. But this episode, she just kind of fell into the regular background of, oh, we're fighting the monster, and the generals are here too.
Yeah.
But they're recycling. Jason and Zach are crushing cans in silly ways. Billy has made some organic paint to label the recycling bins. And Kimberly is directing Ernie on the exact placement of the recycling bins for aesthetic purposes.
Because that makes sense.
Yep, great contributions by Kimberly. And Bulk and Skull walk in. They want to do a scene. Skull wants to be in the scene. And Bulk's like, hey, dummy, who's going to do the camera? Hey, Ernie, can you do the camera? And they make Ernie do the camera. And we don't see what they do, but we will see it later.
We do know that Ernie was like, this should be fun.
Yeah, whatever is about to occur, it should be wacky and silly. Because Bulk and Skull don't work out, so whatever's going to happen here...
It's going to be nonsensical whimsy. Of the fun kind.
So we get to the Power Rangers, they're in the park. They're horrified by just the sheer amount of trash and garbage and nonsense is around everywhere. Billy tests the soil for pollution, which this detail is particularly strange. Because he does it again when they're done, and the pollution is gone. That's not how it works. The trash on the ground is not constantly seeping pollution into the dirt, and then if you pick the trash up, the pollution's gone. That's not how it works.
That's not science.
No. But regardless, they pick up all the trash, they magically make the soil not polluted anymore. And then when they leave, Bulk and Skull show up, and Bulk films himself taking the credit. Oh, but the Bulk and Skull don't show up. How careless of me. Skull shows up. Bulk is hidden under the trash bags.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how he pulled that off, but good job.
Because he's Bulk.
There
he
you
does
go.
that kind of...
He has a natural inclination to be covered in something he doesn't want to be covered in, so he's very good at being covered in trash.
Yep. That's exactly it.
So exactly, he has a magical ability to be gooped at all times. So the Rangers are cleaning in a different part of the park. The putties show up. They fight the putties, and then Poluticorn shows up. You get it. Classic formula. They beat the putties. Here's Poluticorn, and the team morphs, and they try to fight Poluticorn. Doesn't quite work out for them, though. So Zordon calls him home. And he explains the lore of Poluticorn and how his horn is the source of his power. So the Rangers are like, we gotta cut off the horn. And they go back to the fight. So they kind of split up. Jason takes on Poluticorn. The other four take on Scorpina and Goldar. Jason calls the Dragon Dagger. So he is in Dragon Shield, or no, the Dragon Shield, not the Dragon Dagger. He's in Dragon Shield mode, and he cuts off the horn, which makes Poluticorn vulnerable. And Rita's like, I'm gonna make him grow, though. But it doesn't quite work out for him.
No.
The Rangers don't even have to pull out any of their fancy extra toys. They just kill him with the Megazord.
Yep. It's an
Uh,
easy wipeout.
so the Power Rangers watch the news and see what I'm pretty sure is an exact news broadcast that we have seen in the past.
It very well could be. I
About
wouldn't be
how
surprised.
the Power Rangers have defeated one of Rita's monsters. What monster? I don't know.
The amazing Power Rangers have been. Yeah, sounds about right.
Pretty good. But yeah, so and they get back to recycling because they're still working on recycling in the youth center. They've built a bunch of pyramids and towers out of bottles and cans. And then Bulk and Skull walks in. Bulk is rolling a tire to make it look like he's recycling. And Skull films him doing that. And then he rolls the tire into the tower of bottles and cans. And he falls into the bottles and cans. Because we all knew when a large amount of trash was being accumulated that it was going to end up on Bulk somehow.
Yep, because it always does. Doesn't matter what it is. If something can spill, it's gonna spill, and it's gonna spill on bulk.
That
That's
does
the
seem to be
rule.
how it works. So I was figuring that was going to be the end in my mind because I didn't think about the follow through on Bulk and Skull's video project, but we do cut to Miss Appleby's class where it's Bulk and Skull's turn. And Bulk starts trying to come up with an excuse about why they don't have the video. And Skull runs in. He's like, I got it! Just edited it. Here we go. Good video. I did it. It's great. I promise. So he puts it in. He says there's a few glitches, but nothing to worry about to Bulk. I guess it's implied that these are supposed to be glitches. Maybe that's what they're saying, that Skull didn't do this on purpose, but there's like something fucked with the footage.
Yeah, but he still saw how bad the glitches made bulk look.
And then showed it anyway. Yeah, exactly. But
Like that seems
that could just be chalked up to Skull being stupid.
true.
So everybody laughs, including Miss Appleby. Bulk chases Skull out of the class. Ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Who's your favorite character?
Very tricky one, but I'm probably gonna have to give it to. You know what? I'll give it to bulk. Like he
Okay.
actually made me laugh a few times. How about you? Who was your favorite character?
Well, my favorite character. I was kind of. I was trying to think of a different answer just because I kind of reminded myself how I don't like that thing at the end. Um, but even regardless, that's not Bulk's fault, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I was thinking that way anyway, so I'm gonna say Bulk as well.
All right.
What's your favorite scene?
The unmorphed fight. They're
Yeah, that
always
was a pretty
really
good
cool.
unmorphed fight.
It was sick.
Every time I see a morph fight in this season, the unmorphed fight though in this season, like I almost like I'm into it somewhat, but I'm almost just like because I know it gets better next season. Because the thing is, like the way this cast fights, like they're good at it, but like it's not like it doesn't flow as well as it does with like Tommy. Like Tommy obviously is the highlight of the six. And Adam and Rocky both fight like Tommy fight. So the unmorphed fights get awesome once the cast change shifts.
Yeah.
But regardless, my favorite scene. I really like this episode. It's kind of hard to nail one thing down. I think I'm just gonna give it to a lot of the Vulcan Skull video antics, just in general, I really love. It's one of my favorite. This episode is like maybe the most Saved by the Bell this show has ever felt, rivaled by only Different Drum, where it's just like this fun like teen sitcom for most of its runtime. And I like episodes of teen sitcoms where one of the characters is filming some sort of video about themselves and they constantly fuck it up. It's a fun trope that I enjoy, and I think Vulcan Skull did it very well here. If I had to pick one particular scene, I think it is just the getting prepared for the workout. Just because I really liked his style of narration to the camera in that scene, and I thought it was silly. He was in the fucking jumpsuit and he was flexing and shit. I'll give it to that. That was funny.
Yeah, it's a fair and solid choice. I can
Oh,
respect
man.
that.
Now we gotta rank it. I think this one is high.
Yeah, same.
I like
This was
this
a good
one a whole bunch.
It was a good episode.
I don't think it's better than Food Fight, but I think it's better than Life's a Masquerade.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that.
So that's a top 10 episode, boys. Congratulations. Coming in at
And
number 8, Cleanup Club. And Nightster, I gotta tell you something. Next week, gonna be a little weird. We might have a real short one, folks, because I'm pretty sure this one hasn't even hit an hour yet, first of all. And next time is the first time one of the weird little quirks of our show comes into play. So, when me and Crow Royalty were forming the show, one of the decisions we made was within reason, because covering any more than 3 episodes in one episode it gets cumbersome. So within reason, we try to keep multi-parters together in the same episode. And for that reason, one of the things that we have to invoke is that if we usually do 2 episodes, but if the next 2 episodes are a one-off and a part 1, we got to just do the one-off so we can keep the multi-parter together. And our next 2 episodes, Nightster, are Bad Reflection on You and Doomsday Part 1. Meaning next week, all we got is Bad Reflection on You.
yeah, so it's going to be a really short episode.
Probably. It's not a particularly robust episode either, if I recall, so... But then we'll have Doomsday, which I'm going to try to get Crow on for, which means we're probably going to have to record it at a wildly different time. But that's why... Well, the reason why is because I'm lazy, but something that came up that was convenient because of this decision I made, where I'm putting out this show 7 days after we record it, is I pretty much have like 13 days once the Bad Reflection on You episode comes out to be like, okay, when can we all get into a call together? Because I could edit an episode pretty quick, so like even if we recorded the Doomsday episode like the day before we record the next one after Doomsday, like I can still edit it and put it out on time. So I have like 13 days to be like, okay, let's figure out a time. So I think we can do it.
Yeah.
But folks, thank you for watching Megazord Radio. Where are we at time wise? I think we missed the hour, but by how much? Let's see. Obviously, there's going to be that silence, so we definitely super missed the hour, but behind the baseball, how long is the recording running? Let's see. 54 minutes, okay. So it'll probably be like at least 40. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Nightster, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on my solo channel, Nightster, or you can find me, Riely, and some other friends on our collaborative channel, Toku Thrill, where we discuss Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and anything Toku related. So be sure to catch us on there.
For sure, folks, and be sure to catch me at linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. So many more podcasts and YouTube channels that it's so much content. You'll never run out of delicious, delicious content to consume. Check out Big Guy, Little Guy in particular. It's a Let's Play channel. Me and my buddy Andrew. We're doing a session tomorrow, actually, for the first time in a couple weeks, and I kind of forgot, so I gotta be ready for that. But that channel's gonna be daily very soon. So if you ever like, man, I really like Riely, but I wish I could have him once a day consistently. And my first response to that would be like, well, you already get at least like 5 podcasts out of me a week. There's really only like 2 days that I don't put out a piece of content. But regardless, I will also be doing this daily Let's Play channel, about 20 minutes of me and Andrew having some fun, playing some video games every single day. Hopefully for the rest of time. But given me and Andrew's track record, probably for a couple weeks. But check it out, Big Guy, Little Guy. It's a pretty fun channel. And that's it. So thank you for listening to Megazord Radio. I've been Riely.
I've been Nightster.
And until next time, we're morphin' out of here. It's
It's
morphin'
more
time!